What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios for another week of building Cato Neimoidia in Lego. This week I'm going to be jumping back to the first cliff face to kind of get it up on par with the second section, as well as getting down into some good cloud work. Not just putting down studs this time, but actually making shapes, hills and valleys and stuff like that, trying to figure out like what exactly that's going to look like and how I'm going to make it look like actual clouds. I do also have a very cool haul. I have started collecting some very interesting minifigures for the mock. This will probably be somewhat of a shorter episode as I kind of ran through my initial store of parts for the cliff faces and the studs, and now I need to kind of like, strategically plan how much I'm going to build each week until I can get more in. That way I don't get a ton of progress done and then have absolutely nothing for the next update. All that being said, it's still going to be interesting. I've got some good stuff, and I've also got some great new setups that I'm trying for just different kinds of shots and different perspectives of me building. So make sure to let me know what you think about the new video style and if you like it or not, or if there's any changes that I should make. All that being said, it's time to start building. All right, everyone. Before I jumped into this week of building Cato Neimoidia, I just wanted to show you a very unintentional, awesome scene I set up over here. And I've got my UCS acclimator just hovering above the planet's surface on Cato Neimoidia. I put it over here because I needed to use my table for something, and I looked over and I was like, oh man, that totally just looks like it's just hovering there. It looks so cool. And hopefully this will help you, help you gauge how big that gap is, because I mean, this UCS acclimator from tip to tip is almost as long as the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer. And it honestly doesn't even look that big sitting in the middle of this mock. But just wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was pretty cool just to see it hover in there. It's got its two legs for the stand right there, and then my impromptu stand holding up that front till I can get that other section finished. I have had people ask me if I'm going to put the acclimator in this mock. I would really like to. I just don't know how feasible that is, considering how heavy it is and how big it is. I don't really know where it would go. Nonetheless, I thought this was still a pretty cool little scene. So I'm going to start out this week basically the same way I've started out the past 2 weeks, I think. Just me working on rock work. It's kind of like an easy place to start. It doesn't require too much effort, and it's fairly easy. It's not super complicated, especially the higher up you get. I can kind of look down beneath me to see what's already been done and mirror and basically build off of that. This side is gonna take some reworking. I think I used a lot more slopes on this side than I did the other side, and I don't like that. So I think I'm gonna be taking some stuff down, reworking some stuff. But I think ultimately it'll help this side look better. I don't want the two sides to look, exactly the same. I would like them to have the same general appearance. I am running really low on filler brick, so we'll see how much of this I actually get built. Well, as you guys probably saw from the time lapse, I was able to get a lot of rock work done as well as a lot of filler work done on the inside. Used up a lot of my filler brick, pretty much all the filler brick that I got in a recent order. It's going along great though. I'm starting to catch up to this side a little bit. I am running into a problem though. I am pretty much out of 1x dark tan brick. I've been using a lot more of this for Cato Neimoidia than I was on Utapau, just because Utapau was a lot more sloped and Cato Neimoidia is much flatter, so I'm going to have to make a huge order of more of those if I want to continue progressing at the same rate with the rock work. That being said, I feel like I got pretty good progress done for this week, so I'm going to take a break from that, and I think the rest of the week is going to be focusing on cloud work, which is what I'm going to be jumping into next. So I don't have very many studs in. You can see I only have a couple hundred, but what I'm going to be trying this time is I'm going to be getting actual bricks and cylinders, 1x2, 2x whatever, and I'm going to start making shapes and then putting the studs over those, basically creating cloud-like shapes and trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. I have a bunch of different pieces and some ideas, but I haven't actually tried anything yet. I do also have some white bricks right here. I'm going to try covering those with trans clear bricks and seeing if that makes it look kind of like whitish gray like a cloud looks, or if it'll be fine if I just leave the light bluish gray underneath. So I'm going to do some experimenting with that as well. But before I get into that, I want to show you guys a really cool haul I got this week. So ever since I started Cato Neimoidia, I've been on the lookout for Neimoidian warriors who are very expensive, on average about $17 to $20 per minifigure. They're also very hard to find And then one day I was scrolling through eBay, seeing if there were any good deals for these bad boys, and I found 4 and I found 5 for $40. So $8 a fig, and I snagged that as quick as I could. They are official Lego. I double checked once I got them. They're all in great condition, come with the helmet and the rifle as well. So super stoked about that. I saved about, $10 a minifigure, and I'm already halfway done to my goal of 10 Neimoidians. So only 5 more to go, and I'm only a month into the build, so that feels pretty good. Plus I can start using these in thumbnails and stuff and, figure out where I'm going to put them. All that being said, it's time to tackle that cloud work. Cloud work's going to be tough because clouds are just such interesting shapes, and I'm kind of limited with the different kinds of transclear parts I have. So I've got a lot of like 2x4, 2x2, 1x2 bricks that are gonna kind of make up the interior or center of like the larger clouds, and then on top of that I'm just gonna put a lot of cylinders and studs. So you're gonna have a lot of very like pyramid looking cloud structures, not a lot of round ones, unfortunately. I may try and figure out some kind of round look. We'll see if I get super creative or not. It all just depends on how this looks. I just need it to look like clouds because it's not going to be the focal point of the mock. But that being said, I do really want this section to look as good as I can make it. Well, after all that time and effort, this is what I've gotten done so far. A tiny little square across this huge middle section, but it's progress, and I think it looks pretty nice. From the camera, obviously, you can't really see as well as you can in person, like how much detail there is. I've got like a larger mound right here, some larger mounds back there. Basically what I'm just trying to do though is break up this flat look so that, it'll constantly just look changing and misshapen, like some kind of like cloud cover. I kind of wish you guys could see this better. Like looking at it in person, it looks really cool, but looking through the phone as I'm filming right now, you just can't see as much detail that I put in there as I hoped you would, but that's okay. This isn't supposed to be the main part of the mock. I think, especially from a distance, it looks all right. It looks pretty cool. I did also want to show you guys this little rocket droid that I got. I'm going to be getting a couple squads of these, maybe 1 or 2 for Cato Neimoidia. I think it'll be cool to have them flying around. So I've been thinking about the minifigure situation, and I think as far as my mocks go, this is probably going to be one of the most diverse when it comes to like droids and clones. I'm going to have a couple different kinds of clones, probably like 5 or 6 different kinds of droids, as well as some alien species. So I'm really excited for the minifigures on this mock. I think they're going to be pretty cool. All that being said, I think that wraps up this week. Not a ton of progress was made. I mean, the usual amount, I guess, but for the next couple of weeks, I feel like it may get kind of boring for me just because I'm going to alternate between cloud work, rock work, cloud work, rock work, till I can get to where that city is going to be in, but I'm going to try to keep the updates interesting for you guys. Next week, we'll be jumping back over here. I want to keep working on this side as well as work on that little guard room, and I do have some things I want to change with that cave area. All that being said, another week down in the books. Time to hit that outro. I hope you guys enjoyed this week of building Cato Neimoidia. Definitely wasn't the most exciting week, but it's cool to just see these 2 mountains just rising up simultaneously on either side. Like, it's very nice to be able to do both at the same time and have, at least a decent amount of pieces to have gotten both started. And then the cloud work is looking good. I wasn't sure if it was going to look right. I was worried I would put those pieces down and have it just look really bad. But even from this distance, looking at it from here, it looks like clouds or some kind of wispy fog or something like that, which ultimately is the look I'm going for. I'm going to keep moving onward on that path. Next week is going to be exciting, getting back into some Easter eggs and stuff like that. All that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up, and of course, if you have any questions, comments at all, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. I love interacting with you guys there, and I appreciate your comments. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future content. But until next time, happy building.